Time for talk is over. Actually, no, it's not. That's exactly what we're about to do for the next 30 minutes or so here.
All right, I'll go.
All right, later, Mego. No, folks, here we go. It's time. Six Rings Patriots preview, AFC Championship edition. It's Fitzy. It's Mego. We're going to go behind enemy lines with my favorite Broncos fan, Brandon Perna of That's Good Sports. Holy smokes, all the storylines, all the fanfare, all the nonsense. We all we got. You all we need. Here we go. Six Rings AFC Championship preview pod. Get it going, kids.
Hey, whatever it takes, man. It's all about winning, all right? Winning on three. 1, 2, 3, win!
Celebrating the heroes of Foxborough's past.
Anna with a good block. Look at Grover. All the way. Watch the block of number 73, John Hanna.
The champions of the dynastic era.
Adam Vinatieri booms a 48-yard field goal, and the Patriots are Super Bowl champions.
The Patriots of tomorrow.
We're going to remove entitlement from our football team. We're going to earn the right to be here every single day.
And the fans whose faith never wavers. This is Six Rings and Football Things.
It is what it is. You know, you line the football out in the parking lot, wherever it is, we're going to play football. So we look forward to whatever it may brings. You know, we got a great fan base that's going to travel. You know, we're going to bring our identity. We're going to pack our identity, and we're going to play football the way it's supposed to be played.
One of your team leaders for the New England Patriots, Morgan Moses, who coincidentally, two things. One, was the highest rated offensive tackle for the divisional round of the NFL, playing right tackle for the Patriots coming off of their 28-16 win against the Houston Texans at Gillette. And two, happens to have a tattoo of his jersey on his back, which is one of my favorite random factoids.
Did you just learn that?
I had no idea until I saw the clip a couple days ago. He's walking off the field, and there's Morgan and it says Moses 76. I'm like, wow. Just so he doesn't even need it. He's literally always wearing a game jersey like that. And that is the most Mike Vrabel Foxborough football team factoid possible. Hello, everybody. How we doing? AFC Championship edition, the first ever of its kind for Six Rings and Football Things, live from Gillette Stadium in a small closet. We got Mego, Miss Megan Onlini joining us before the Friday pressers. And of course, your old pal Fitzy sitting home here at the old Fitzatorium, getting ready. Is it Sunday yet? No, it's not. It's still only Friday. My gosh, I haven't slept all week, and there's probably going to be no rest for the wicked leading up to kickoff Sunday at 3 in the P Eastern time, 1 Mountain time, as the Patriots, of course, as you know now, travel to their mile-high house of horrors, Denver, to take on the Broncos with Jarrett Stidham, or as they're now calling it, Stiddy City. Payton versus Vrabel. Mego, so many great storylines.
That doesn't sound attractive, by the way. Stiddy City, like nobody, it doesn't have the ring of even like a Sin City or the Big Apple. If somebody's like, there's a bachelorette party, it's going to be in Stiddy City. I'm like, ew, I'll skip that one.
That really sounds gross. I know. I'm right now watching live. We're broadcasting on the WEI and Fitzy GFY socials as we record Six Rings. Wayne Felch is watching us live on Facebook. Glad the game is in Denver now. Honestly, Wayne, I'm with you. I want to get to your favorite storyline of the many that are making for such great dramatic football theater, Mego. But thank God it's in Denver in a lot of ways now, because it would look great at first with the snowfall. Hello, friends, Nance and Romo, and the snow fireworks going off when the Patriots score. But there might be so much snow by the end of the AFC Championship Sunday here in New England that everyone would be trapped at Gillette and they'd be forced to tailgate and then eat each other for a couple of days.
Fitzy, I was trapped in Metro West Boston last week after the snowstorm that we had last week, because it was I'm not. I'm very lucky to have family who live about half hour from the stadium in Metro West Boston, and they usually have my dog on Sundays, not to like sidetrack here, but so I went to go pick up our dog, and the roads were so rough that this girl who grew up south of the Mason-Dixon line could not get back on the road. It was so rough. So I can't even imagine what it would be like. I would imagine that maybe they would have to push back the game if they were hosting it here on Sunday because of the storm that all your Jim Cantoris and striking the fear of God in our hearts.
Yeah,
What
well,
they're predicting.
yeah, I mean, I got like the Weather Channel and Fox Weather and the AccuWeather and all these different channels on around here like 24/7. It's a legitimate storyline. We're gonna get a foot and a half of snow, bare minimum. So go ahead and get ready for a whole lot of your kids on Monday, everybody. And hopefully the good people of Pat's Nation, New England and beyond are looking forward to a big old hangover and a celebration that extends well through your kids just sitting out the day on their iPads. Or maybe it's a day of commiseration mutually shared with a frozen exterior and frozen interiors. I don't know. All right. So we're going to be joined by Brandon Perna of That's Good Sports, my favorite Broncos fan, awesome YouTuber, awesome personality. He is ready to get litty with Stiddy out in Stiddy City momentarily. But Mego, what is your favorite story of all the different ones? Like, is it Vrabel and Maye have to do something Belichick and Brady never did, punch their ticket by winning in the postseason in Denver? Is it Stidham? Is it Sean Payton's confidence? The fact that he seems non-phased by losing Bo Nix.
I think for me, it's the guys who have been on this team for years. And I say that because I was talking to Brendan Schooler, special teamer and team captain in the locker room earlier this week. And we'll play that audio for you on Inside the Locker Room on our Sunday football show, which is 11 to 2 this week on WEEI.
Gotcha. 11, yes.
And he said, he didn't want to call it shared trauma, his words, but the feeling among the guys who were here, like Marcus Jones, for those back-to-back 4-win seasons, to now be heading out to Denver for the AFC Championship game, a game in which they are heavily favored, at least last time that I checked and when we had this conversation. I think it just means so much to them, how much this turnaround has brought in this breath of fresh air that is Mike Vrabel, but also free agents who, if you've read the pieces, Nicole Yang wrote a piece about all the things that Mike Vrabel did to garner immediate support and try to build trust among this kind of motley crew of guys who were left over and guys who they brought in and paid a lot to be here and didn't know what to expect. And I think that regardless of what happens this weekend and what happens if they go forward to the Super Bowl, that this is a team that genuinely feels that when you talk to guys in the locker room, they'll remember this team. This locker room that close. And I've been in different locker rooms for different sports, and it's not always the case. I think that these guys just have a very particular bond this year.
Yeah, they love each other. They play for each other. Like they hit like a freight train. They're highly emotional. We asked Drake Maye on the radio earlier this week, like, hey, were you, how do you get that calm about you? Like, you were the only one not celebrating when Spillane knocked the ball out of Hutchinson's hands to seal the game with a minute left. And he was like, oh, I was still pissed off that I probably should have celebrated. I was pissed off. I miss Hooper for the game sealer. Like, this kid is dialed in right now. And I know this is infuriating to all of football America, let alone Broncos country, that like the Patriots are fully healthy, capable, bonded, united, and together, coming in to basically kind of rekindle the dynasty or start. Actually, as Mike Vrabel would like you to know, it's not a rekindling. This is their own chapter, their own history, their own everything now. Even though they wear the same uniform, same name and all that jazz. To me, I love that Vrabel and Maye having to win where Belichick and Brady couldn't win storyline. I know it's been very imperfect for Drake Maye. I know Will Campbell has had his issues. The defense has been awesome. We'll get into that in a second when we bring Perna in. But I love this whole Stidham thing. Sean Payton being like completely unfazed, almost like it was a script handed to Sean Payton, like a page one rewrite at the end of the Broncos game, end of Broncos Bills. And then now like having to go through the guy that Belichick drafted to replace Tom Brady, but then he kind of got baited by the alpha that was Cam Newton, who turned out to just be a right-handed Tebow. And then they had to turn to Mac Jones, and then Stidham was lost. And then he goes to the Raiders with Josh, and Josh loves him. Then he goes to the Broncos, but Vrabel tried to poach him this offseason, but he decided to stay there. And it has me thinking the whole time, was this Belichick's master plan? to basically groom Stidham so that one day he could defeat the Patriots in the postseason. So Belichick could be like, see, you couldn't do it without me. Like, it's so
I understand why you love it, because it has the possibility, and I say this with a smile. I'm sorry, Patriots Nation, if you're listening to the podcast, not watching us on the live stream. I has the possibility of like a Greek tragedy that Jarrett Stidham, the one who you drafted at the tail end of Tom Brady's career in New England and has been basically wandering the desert of the NFL and then ends up in Denver, hasn't thrown a pass in an NFL game in 2 seasons. If he could be on the field as the starting quarterback, if there's this crazy upset, which is possible out in Denver, like it would be the proportions of a Greek tragedy.
It would be. It's unbelievable. And, the Broncos are kind of set up to not, have any like, oh, hey, we didn't have our starting quarterback. So, what are we worried about? Like we've got a built-in excuse. Whereas the Patriots, all the pressure.
They have that house money.
Yeah.
House money.
When the hell has somebody ever been a 5-point favorite on the road in an AFC Championship? That's the kind of stuff that it feels totally disrespectful. And here now to represent the Orange Crush, all of that disrespect, coming to us live from the basement at the Mile High House of Horrors, the man of That's Good Sports himself, the living legend, Brandon Perna. And Stiddy, all I can say in advance is good game to one and all. Let's hope for good sports for one and all. And if Stidham is the one who drives the dagger deepest into Drake Maye and Mike Vrabel, it will be absolutely tragic and
hilarious.
We'll have the last laugh.
Yeah. I think the Greek tragedy reference is spot on. And I would say Stiddy is Oedipus and the Patriots are his mom. So
oh God.
I think this is gonna shake out just fine. I think it's odd right now. There's a weird moment we have with Broncos and Patriots fans, because traditionally I have looked at Patriots fans as a heated rival. When Manning was here in Denver, things were pretty intense between the Broncos and the Patriots, and the Broncos were just dominating the AFC West. And I looked at New England as their actual threat, their actual like rivalry, and played upon like my hatred for Brady and Belichick at the time. But right now, and I think things are getting a little heated on Twitter as we get closer to the game. There's been some shots between Milton and Sean Payton and Kayshon Boutte and like a little back and forth. I think it's getting a little hot, but like this version of the Patriots is tricky because I think they're likable. Like I think Drake Maye is incredibly likable. I loved Mike Vrabel in Tennessee. I thought they were so stupid for moving on from Vrabel. And when New England hired Vrabel, I'm like, well, I hope Vrabel succeeds to prove me right. So Drake Maye likable, Mike Vrabel's likable, and I kind of realized like the thing I always hated about the Patriots was Tom Brady. And I feel like in different situations, I might be even pulling and rooting for Drake Maye. But if Stidham can be the guy who upsets him, then that will be poetic.
Yeah, I that's what's so funny about this iteration of the Patriots. Like there was so much to dislike previously about Brady and Belichick. Tom's so perfect. He's married to the world's most famous model. Belichick, the epitome of gridiron genius and arrogance. Yeah. And yet the one place they couldn't get it done in the postseason, they had three losses there. Patriots are 0-4 all time, whether it's the Champ Bailey, Ben Watson game, and I still say it was a freaking touchback, and I'll never get over it. It absolutely was. And then 2013, we bring the bones of Austin Collie in as a top. Mego just lost.
I'm at Gillette. Let me just get the lights back on.
Wait,
you guys continue?
Did you lose power at the stadium?
No, just this room is on a timer.
Got a wicked storm coming this weekend, Perna.
Yeah.
I don't know if you missed that earlier. I was outlining why it's probably a good thing that the game is in Denver this weekend. Because while the snow, like we're going to get an absolute snow-nami in New England this weekend. Like it would look great on TV when Romo and Hello Friends kick off at 3. Sure. But by 6 o'clock, there might be so much snow that people would literally be stuck at the stadium for like days. And concessions would run out and it would turn into a zombie nightmare. But, 2013, they roll in with like Michael Anui and Austin Collie as top receivers. That was fait accompli for you guys. 2015 is the one that still gets my goat because Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware just crushing that patchwork offensive line. Brady got hit 17 times, and yet still, he throws that bomb to Gronk. They score, and he misses him on the 2-point conversion because Gostkowski missed the extra point. That one is stuck in my, that's an emotional kernel of corn that is stuck in my teeth forever.
Yeah. And even that missed extra point, Belichick was one of the leading voices for moving the extra points back. He wanted that rule changed, and to see that kind of backfire as well was another lesser Greek tragedy. But yeah, that game, I mean, just the whole Manning era here in Denver with the rivalry with New England was intense, and this feels different. And the Broncos are playing with house money, and you guys were talking about Sean Payton and his confidence in Stidham that, and that happened immediately. It's he said, in the same breath almost, he's like, Bo Nix is done for the season, but Stidham's going to go out there and rip it. It's okay, wait, we haven't even had time to process that Bo Nix has broke his ankle, and you're already talking about Stiddy coming out and ripping it. So I've been working on a Jarrett Stidham video all morning, and I think I'm getting too confident. I'm a little scared.
What? Wait,
confident.
Wait, hold on. Wait, before your next question, Mego, Perna, you're telling me that Broncos, instead of just hey, no big deal, house money. If we win, awesome. If not, hey, we have the Bo Nix excuse built in. You're listening to Franklin Myers. You're listening to, and it's been back and forth between Booty and Kayshon Booty and Patrick Surtain II. Real quick, you name check that. So I want to just play that clip from Kayshon Booty as to what's ruffling feathers out that way.
Not that you guys need any extra motivation, but did you see the Sean Payton quote insinuating that Denver fans will have some extra rest for the Super Bowl?
Nah, I ain't never seen it.
He said they have 2 weeks to rest up for the Super Bowl, basically insinuating.
Yeah, I ain't seen it.
Does that matter to you guys at all?
You can rest in Cancun, too, at the end of the day. So it is what it is.
In Cancun, too. So Patrick Surtain gets asked about that yesterday, and his response, someone's like, Kayshon Booty said you can rest in Cancun. What do you have to say? And he goes, who?
Was that real? Yeah. I thought that might have been from a fake account.
No, it's real.
It's real.
It is? Okay. I got mixed messages on that last night when I was talking to somebody else about it. I wonder, from your perspective, the Denver Broncos perspective, something that has been talked about almost ad nauseum here locally is the factors of the stadium itself, the crowd noise, the Patriots being forced into the silent count. And I will say, guys, when I walked in as the Patriots were practicing in the stadium, blaring music, Fitzy, you could hear it from coming off of Route 1. Blaring music in the stadium. And they've done this before when they've gone out to Seattle and they know that they're going to be in a hostile, very loud environment. And obviously AFC title game is going to be even louder than usual. So do you think that that's something that will trip up, especially the pieces of a young offense with your whole left side of the offensive line and Drake Maye?
I hope so. I hope so. I hope every X factor goes in the Broncos' favor. They might need it. It's a tough stadium to play in because of that. And Sean Payton's been going out of his way to make sure he coaches the fans on when to be at the absolute loudest. And I think it is more of a factor with a younger quarterback who hasn't necessarily been in that situation before on the road in this environment in this moment. And it's so weird too. The other thing I've enjoyed about the Patriots this season is the narrative around them is paralleled the Broncos, right? They both got these easy schedules all season long. They both have their sophomore quarterbacks that were not the top choices in the draft, playing as well as any of the other QBs in the league. Drake Maye was in the MVP conversation. The Broncos played a bunch of backup QBs this season, and that's been used against them in their winning record. Now the Patriots are getting a backup QB in the championship game. So there's all of these, and I think you guys watch the Patriots. You can't control the schedule. I watched a lot of them, and it's I don't care who they're playing. The way they're winning these football games has been impressive. But this is different, and if that can cause like some miscommunication on a few plays, and that leads to, an extra 3 and out or 2, like that'll be huge for the Broncos in this game and in this moment. And I think the last 2 games, New England's played very good defenses. I know the Chargers defense is very good. We knew that the Texans was, and the only thing I have is Drake Maye at least looked human at times in those 2 games. He was excellent all season. Kayshon Boutte's been one of the more underrated receivers this year too.
Yeah.
So seeing him kind of, take a shot at the Broncos was funny because we used an award for Kayshon all year about Boutte wide open with the soundbite that they use when he makes plays. So I've been rooting for him as well, and it's going to hurt when we take your guys' soul on Sunday.
I love this. I see. This is you said heated rivalry earlier, and I was like, oh, let's not go the way of the hockey show.
Right.
But
why? Let's do it.
If one other person says, no, it's definitely not your cup of tea, you should watch it though. I'm good. I got a lot to watch these days. There's plenty
of great
premium.
show. It's a great drama.
Is it?
Yes, it's great. It's really well done. I think you would enjoy it.
My only beef right now is that Patriots fans you guys only had to wait, what, 3 seasons to get Drake Maye? 4? Really?
Yeah,
it got really dark,
it's been 7 years since we've had an AFC Championship game. It's Tom left town 6 years ago. It's been rough,
we
my
had
favorite
a decade.
My favorite tweet was last Sunday. Jeff Howe, who used to write for the Boston Herald and now works for The Athletic,
yes, The Athletic.
His tweet was with the Patriots returning to the AFC Championship, there are second graders in New England that will finally see their team play for a title. The nightmare is over. Yeah. It's just it's so brutal. And we love it, and we apologize for nothing. So all right, so let's talk about that defense real quick. Your biggest fear for the Broncos offense going against a Patriots defense that has been playing, like you said, really good the last couple of weeks is what?
I think just getting to Stidham and sacking him. The Broncos offensive line has been one of the best in football.
The best.
Part of that is one of Bo Nix's best attributes has been, and this is day one, is his ability to not take sacks. Mm-hmm. He was rarely sacked his rookie season. I think he was the least sacked quarterback this season. And as good as the offensive line is, part of that is just Bo doing a very good job mitigating that and not taking sacks. And I don't know who Stidham is in those situations. I think if I had to bet, he's not going to be as good as Bo Nix at avoiding sacks.
Historically, for the data that we have from him, from his limited actual playing time in the NFL, he takes a lot of sacks.
That would be my fear then.
Okay. Be afraid.
I don't like when data backs up my fears either.
Because the Pats defense, Mego, has been severely, I'm not gonna say underrated, but underappreciated. Like Aaron Schatz, the DVOA guy, even said since week 10, the Pats defense has been playing better football than you guys. But Mego, they have 71 sacks. Can you tell me, tell Perna, tell the audience, being around the locker room, being down there this week, what's the mood in terms of the offensive line, Will Campbell and the Drake Maye thing? Because if he tries to do 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, and Will Campbell is getting smoked by Benito, that's another. Perna, he's fumbled 6 times in 2 games. This is an issue. Have they addressed that, you think, this week, Mego?
I'm sure that they've addressed it. They've addressed it to us publicly as media, but I also think that there's almost this stubborn confidence about them, especially when it comes to Drake Maye and Will Campbell. With Drake Maye, there's a question of, hey, maybe should you be getting the ball out quicker? When you're facing this pressure and you're facing Will Anderson Jr. on the other side last week against the Texans, maybe you don't wait for the home run to develop downfield. And he said, well, if I didn't do that, then there wouldn't be the play with Kayshon. So if I see a deep shot, you know me, I'm going to take it. And I kind of think that I agree with that, because it's that confidence that he will get sacked and he will get strip sacked, and then he will get back out there and take a deep shot and make it. And I think increasingly, that's Drake showing us that that's who he is, and that's kind of what we have to live with. I don't think you can have the turnovers like you had last game against the Texans, because then you find yourself in the position maybe that you did against the Steelers in week 3, where like that there is not a play big enough to wipe out the turnovers. But I think they're telling you like, this is what we'll live with because it's what we've done all year, and we're not gonna, as they are obsessed with saying down here, switch up the macaroni. Have you heard that? It's they talk about like bringing a different style of macaroni to Thanksgiving, and you don't do that. There's a whole story. It's been going on like for months now.
I agree, and I don't think you change what you do, and I don't think you try and get Drake Maye to do things that he doesn't do well. And part of his success, I think, is that confidence. And those are things like you learn over time as Drake Maye when you play against really dynamic defenses, and he had 2 in a row, and I think that will benefit him in this game. But I think the way the Broncos win is getting to him and knocking the ball loose. Like, they have to force at least 1 turnover, and Denver had a bunch against Buffalo, and the one knock on the Broncos defense all season, even with those 70-plus sacks, like, they were -3 in turnover differential in the regular season. The defense did this weird thing where when the ball was on the ground, it didn't go to them. They didn't have a lot of interceptions. We know Pat Surtain's lights out. So they didn't force all those turnovers. And then it came in a wave against Buffalo. So I would like to say this defense is super opportunistic, but I don't know if they are. They were last year. They were against Buffalo. Hopefully they are against New England. And they have to. The one thing I am certain about is I feel like Jarrett Stidham will be better than CJ Stroud. So I that's my baseline right there.
That's hard to be worse. I guess one question, like,
holy smokes.
If your defense is opportunistic, do you feel that your offense is in a position where they can score based off those opportunities? If you turn the ball over and you find yourself in the red zone, like, do you have confidence that Jarrett Stidham plus your running game, which no offense has not been, and doesn't blow anybody away, is going to be able to capitalize on those turnovers?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of going to come down to J.K. Dobbins right now, and he's been practicing this week, and the run game was just better with him in the lineup. He's the best straight running back on the team. Now, R.J. Harvey is great as a receiving back. Like, he does some things incredibly well, but without Dobbins, they've struggled to run the ball consistently. But even beyond that, Sean Payton I don't think he wants to run the ball. They had 10 carries last week to the running backs against Buffalo.
Does he know Jarrett Stidham's the quarterback now?
Well, and I think he wants to prove to the world that he's the reason Stidham is going to succeed.
That's been my thing on the radio all week. I've been saying, like, no, you guys don't understand. This is Sean Payton's dream.
Yes.
We could name, like, there are so many different, this could be, for all the Greek tragedy names, it could be like Drake's Folly, or, it's Peyton's dream. It's Stidham's rise. I legitimately believe Sean Payton actually kind of covets and desires a moment like this. Like, I'm going to show you all how brilliant I am at coaching up a quarterback, rallying a team, and scheming up plays.
Yeah.
I'm going to beat the Patriots, America's new favorite super team, with my backup. And that backup is a guy that they rejected. Like, oh my God, he would drink that milkshake up so bad.
And I dialed up 65 pass plays for him. We didn't run it a single time.
Stidham threw a record-setting 70. It's a run and shoot offense. Like even Cliff Kingsbury will be watching from an Italian leather sofa going, bro, this is an aggressive game plan.
7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions for Stidham.
Mego, do you have to jump?
I have to jump. I will give, because
okay.
Jeff Stenberg in our chat says Fitzy needs help workshopping these Greek tragedy names.
Yes.
Stidopus.
Yes.
I know. I was workshopping they sound like Stidham's Folly sounds like a theorem more than it does a Greek tragedy. The tragedy of Stidopus might be my favorite. Mego, you are absolutely, if this is our last pod on this season, you are going out blaze of glory. I'll give everyone your score in a moment. Give her a follow, guys. Obviously, she does incredible work for our website, on the air, and on the podcast. Megan Onalini, the legend of Mego, at Megan Onalini. I'll listen to you on Sunday, and I'll talk to you on the post game. Okay.
Okay. Bye. Thanks, guys.
See you, buddy.
See ya.
The tragedy of Stidham. Listen, if nothing else, you've got that right.
Yes, I've got another nickname to add in.
Are fans really as crazy behind Stidham? Like, have people worked themselves into a lather? Yeah. Just sort of like nervously, like the hurricane's not going to hit us, right? Or like the monster outside's not going to come in our house, right? Or do you guys believe in Payton so much that if he tells you we can win it with Stidham, then we can win him with Stidham?
Yeah, I think it's a mix of both. With Sean, like, since he's arrived in Denver, most of the crazy things that he said, they've been right and they've come true. So,
right,
I think Sean kind of has this baseline perception of just he's kind of a jerk, and that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. And I get that, like, if you're just listening to his press conferences and all these things, but I know guys like playing for Sean Payton, and I think his first move being to acquire Jarrett Stidham, that, like, the first guy they signed was Jarrett Stidham, and that was because Sean, I don't think, believed in Russell Wilson, and he wanted to have a plan B. And then Stidham, I think, like, playing 2 years with Sean Payton, knowing their offense, and then this offseason, like you said, Vrabel wanted him. Stidham chose to stay here. They gave him another 2-year contract, making him one of the highest paid backups.
Yep. McDaniels wanted him too because he worked with him in New England. Then he brought him to Vegas. Don't forget, like, I'm sure you have rewatched the highlights, you being the YouTube sensation that you are. I'm sure you, like, go to bed with, like, an Apple Vision Pro on that just, like, constantly replays his Raiders game against the 49ers, where, by the way, he looked awesome. Yeah. Like, you saw, like, oh, there's that cannon for an arm. Oh, wow. He moves well, throws well. Like, and that was a top 5 defense that went to the Super Bowl at the time.
I think it's all those things. And of course, like, I think all of us know the situation's very tough. And we do have the built-in excuse. Like, if he doesn't play well and they lose, like, all right, well, we didn't have our backup quarterback. We got that to fall back on. But I think people believe in him. And I think the other thing outside of that is this team this season has won games in a lot of different ways. They have won because
12-2 in one-score games.
Yeah. And they trailed in the majority of the games they won. They scored 33 points in the fourth quarter against the Giants. Like, they went into overtime with the Commanders, and Nick Bonito bats down a pass on the final play of the game. So
awesome game, by the way. That was a phenomenal football game.
That game was fun. So had their offense been the reason that they won so many games, and it's like, when Brady's throwing his 50 touchdowns that season, when Manning's throwing 55 touchdowns, you lose one of those guys, you're like, yeah, the guy coming in is not going to be able to throw 4 or 5 touchdowns, in this game. Like, that's just not how the Broncos have played. So I think the way that they've won games, on top of maybe a little bit of false hope with the backup, is why Broncos fans specifically believe, like, they got a good shot. And it's just like, Stidham's just got to be, he's got to be average. He's got to be an average quarterback through the course of the game, and I think they'll have a chance.
All right. So let's say the Broncos win, right? Tell me, give me, like, one guy from either side of the ball that you guys are yelling and tweeting out loud, shouting in the thin air streets, like, this person will never have to buy a West Coast IPA again on my, is always going to drink from my tab. And somebody on my post-game radio show that I'm going to be like, I can't believe the Patriots got cooked by blank.
Yeah. I think if it's offense, it's J.K. Dobbins. So he's still got to get cleared to actually play. He's been practicing. The Patriots' run defense has been very good, right? Specifically, once you got Milton Williams back and Robert Spillane back, like, okay, yeah, you can't really run against New England. The Broncos abandoned the run. So this football season, the thing that makes the most sense is actually J.K. Dobbins having 150 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, because we cannot believe that would happen. defensive side of the ball, Jaquan McMillan has been a guy who's made plays all season long. You saw him make that play, in against Buffalo.
Yep.
I think if there's a guy you guys are thanking, it will be the referees, and it will be for them calling pass interference on Riley Moss again.
Which happens a lot.
For a while, but first 12 games, they loved to go after Riley. So I hope that continues. They don't call it on him.
Yeah, I mean, like, you got the best offensive line in football, but the Patriots have, when healthy, when you've got Gonzo, Spillane, and Milton Williams, it's the best rush defense in the NFL. So that's strength on strength right there. Obviously, Drake Maye super efficient, but he's looked very mortal, held on to the ball too much, put it on the carpet a lot, especially in the first half of these first 2 games. And I know how much you guys love McDaniels out there. Like, did you guys finish the statue outside Empower yet?
Yeah. It's just it's a giant middle finger, and then McDaniel's head is the top of the finger. I think that's when really Broncos fans were like, we felt like the Patriots tricked us into hiring him because it just went so poorly.
That was the original fool's gold.
Yes. And then the Raiders took him, and we're just like, guys, did you see what he did over? And the fact that he
did the exact same thing.
Yeah, and it's like McDaniels is a guy, I think we know now for sure. He's just suited to be an offensive coordinator. He's a good offensive coordinator. He develops good chemistry with his quarterbacks in that scenario, but as a head coach, it didn't work out. So I think that's when Broncos fans got angry with like the Patriots. Like, how dare you trick us?
How you sons of bitches? How dare you? And as far as like talking Broncos, Raiders, the whole like AFC East, AFC West thing, I saw this great map. It was put out by like a sports marketing firm. So based on hashtags, metrics, and online engagement, they have figured 41 states in the union are rooting for the Broncos or are leaning towards the Broncos, and 9 states are pulling for the Patriots. Those 9 states are the 6 of New England, including Connecticut, which is a turncoat because it thinks it belongs to 2 regions. And then you've got Missouri, Kansas, and Nevada. So basically, it's Patriots fans, Raiders fans, and Chiefs fans.
Yeah.
I love that rivalry runs that deep. The Chiefs fans are like, I effing hate the Patriots, but I effing hate the Broncos
more. Yeah. And it's fine. It's nice because we finally been able to beat the Chiefs. So that's turned into like a normal rivalry versus a one-sided one.
Right.
Raiders fans, they're bitter.
They've got a lot to be bitter about. Yeah. And not just the fact that Tom Brady is a 2% owner and his alien overlord, Mark Davis, suck at what they do out there. All right. So let's, I got to wrap it up in a second. Let's go with some score predictions. I'll show you Mego's. Mego had Pats 27, Broncos 13.
Ooh.
I know. I think it's actually going to be a higher scoring affair. I think it's close for a while. Drake adjusts to the mile high air in the crowd. He's got to like warm-ups will be a big deal for him too, because Stidham's got a big arm, Drake's got a big arm, but Stidham's used to throwing the ball at 52-80. Drake's got to get used to that. So I think he sails some passes early, looks jittery. Second half, like he's done in the playoff games, turns it on. Final score, punching their ticket, raising a 12th Lamar Hunt, but finally, this time, a mile high in the football sky. Patriots 30, Broncos 20.
Ooh.
I know you didn't lie. I didn't think you'd like that one. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, look, if there's so many more reasons to take the team that has their starting quarterback. I get that. I really do.
Yeah. You see, you're playing the game the way you want to, whereas we're playing it with one arm tied behind our back and an eye poked out.
Yes. Yes. What's the spread that they're favored by 5.5?
4.5.
4.5 now.
Yeah, it went up to 5.5. It's down to 4.5. So I think there's going to be a lot of teases on the Broncos because 10.5 would seem like a big mark. But the value is in picking the Broncos, and we all know that you're a value guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the Broncos. The Broncos win this one, 27-17.
Wow,
it's going to be 10 points. I think it has to be 10 points because I don't know what Stidham can do in the situations that Bo Nix has been so good this year, and that's late in the fourth quarter. So I'll go, I was going to make it closer, but that 27-13 seemed a little suspicious. I'll go 27-17.
Uh-oh. Mego, I know you can't listen right now. You made Perna mad. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
He'll change his point picks by 3 or 6 even.
Oh, awesome, man. Folks, those have been watching live on the WEEI and Fitzy GFY socials. Make sure you give this guy a follow. Awesome content, awesome fan, awesome dude at That's Good Sports. And is that also like across the board on YouTube, the Gram, and everywhere else?
Yeah, it's either That's Good Sports or just my name, Brandon Perna. I forget which ones are which, but
yeah. You and I couldn't figure out how even each other's emails to get in touch yesterday.
Dude, I gave a time zone wrong this morning to Adam Rank.
Perfect.
I made the same exact mistake. So.
I know, because no one does Mountain Time. No one's in them. Like, there's a football team. Like, you guys live in this bizarre elevated fiefdom where everything revolves around you. I mean, secretly, I love Denver. It's an awesome city, but yeah, I just can't love. No, I know. Yeah. Well,
no, we're it's a weird time zone. We'll cop to that.
It's all good. Someone's writing history. We'll see which way it goes on Sunday. So once again, at That's Good Sports, Brandon Perna joining us here on the Six Rings and Football Things AFC Championship preview edition. Who's going out to Super Bowl 60? Who's punching their ticket to Santa Clara? We'll find out on Sunday. Are you going to be live on Sunday as well, like before, after, during?
During the game, yeah, I'll be live during the game on YouTube. So
awesome.
Good luck to you guys. I hope you lose, but I do like Drake Maye and Mike Vrabel, so I'm going to give you guys that. And listen, Booty. I do like Booty.
Everyone loves Booty, and I love me some Sean Payton as much as the next guy. I love what he did for New Orleans. You guys are always a fun watch. I love Gritty and Liddy Stiddy as well. There's a lot of different reasons to love him. We can't mention those on the air. Hey, may the best.
Yeah, thank you for sending me that too.
You're welcome. Had you ever seen that before?
No, I hadn't seen that one.
All right, that's something. When people say, "Oh, Stidham's got a cannon," he literally does.
He's got a cannon.
We'll leave it at that.
Cannons.
All right, thanks, dude. I appreciate you. That's been the Six Rings of Football Things AFC Championship preview. I'll be live on the air following Patriots Broncos in the AFC Championship about 6:30 p.m. on WEEI and our fabulous network of affiliates. For Mego, for Perna, this is Fitzy. We'll talk to you guys soon. Be safe out there. Have a great championship weekend. And as always, sorry, Perna. Go Pats.